Welcome to the Beanboys and your weekly gaming update. Today we are going to be talking about some big changes in Fortnite's gameplay, Call of Duty's version of the Battle Pass, and how to get Fallout 76 beta. Today's first story relates to one really big change that came to the console version of Fortnite. I am of course talking about the addition of building sensitivity. Players can now separate sensitivities for gunplay and for the game's building mechanic. This allows you to build at a multiplier of your aiming sensitivity. So let's say you play using aiming sensitivity of 7x and 7y. You could set your multiplier to 2 and now have a building sensitivity of 14x and 14y. This lets you build faster while maintaining your accuracy, overall increasing the skill gap. Now this change comes a week after they added the customizable controller button mapping for console players. I think this story is being slightly overlooked because these changes have strong implications for the debate around whether or not console players should play with PC players in competitive modes. This surely acts to improve console players' ability to be quick builders without sacrificing their aim. Personally, I think all this does is act to level the playing field for inherently disadvantaged console players. So these changes should be welcome. And if you aren't going to have separate console tournaments, then Epic should make the difference between PC and console players as small as possible. But for those who think that aim assist is already overpowered to begin with and thought that the lack of building speed acted to account for this advantage, will surely see this as giving console players more of an advantage. Speaking of console players going up against PC players, Nick Merckx recently put out a tweet confirming that him and Ghost Aiden would be duo partners for the upcoming Twitch Fortnite tournament. For those of you who don't know, their rivalry really blew up during the PAX West Fortnite event, where both landed tilted towers and Aiden really made a name for himself by constantly getting the better of Nick Merckx. Well, the day will finally come when they team up and claim tilted towers as their own, and I for one could not be more excited. With Aiden's elite game mechanics and Nick Merckx's strategic mind, I think this duo has a legitimate shot at challenging for first place. Not only that, but it will be the first time we see two controller players team up to take on the PC Master Race at a competitive event. Hashtag aim assist squad. Gang, 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 gang. Speaking of Nick Merckx and Ghost Aiden, both competed at week 5 of Fortnite's Fall Skirmish. Now neither team really had any success, but Nick did get a little bit of revenge from PAX West by eliminating Aiden on a few different occasions. Now a team that did have success was Team Liquid's duo of 72 Hours and Chap. The 72 Hours and Chap took home their second duo victory since the skirmishes were introduced. This further solidifies them as two of the best players in the game, and a huge threat for taking home first prize at next week's Twitch tournament. Now this event wasn't without some controversy, as once again lag continues to be a huge issue for these online tournaments, making them almost unplayable for certain players. One of the worst examples of this was when Daquan, after a huge push that led to 2 kills and everyone watching the event being on the edge of their seats, lagged out mid-match while he was trying to rotate out of the fight. And the worst part of all of this was that it was being broadcast on the official Fortnite Twitch channel when it happened. Now this just isn't a good look for the game as a whole. Multiple pro players such as Ninja and Poach also voiced their concerns about the game just not being ready for the competitive scene. And all of this comes just 1 week before the huge TwitchCon tournament. So it will be interesting to see if this event has some of the same problems, considering it is in fact a LAN tournament. Here's hoping that Epic can figure it out in time for next week's massive tournament, because I, for one, am very excited about watching it. So Bethesda announced that they are going to be releasing the Fallout 76 beta this month. It will be coming to the Xbox One on October 23rd and a week later on October 30th for the PS4 and PC. Now it is not yet known how long the beta will last, but Bethesda says its goal is to stress test the system as much as possible and push them to their breaking point. For this reason, the servers will not be running 24/7 during the beta period, but will instead be confined to certain time frames in order to maximize the number of players playing at one time, with those time frames expected to be anywhere from 4 to 8 hours at a time. The beta will be showing off the intro to the game, where you start off in Vault 76 on Reclamation Day. Bethesda has also said that over the next few weeks, expect to see a lot of news on Fallout 76, including tips for multiplayer, wasteland survival, character builds and customization, and lots of gameplay, including player streams of the beta. Now, they want you to keep up with this news via their website, but I really don't think you should do that. Instead, just come back here next week and beyond to check out our stellar coverage of Fallout 76 and more. In our final story of the day, the first big patch hit Call of Duty Black Ops 4 this weekend. There were dozens of glitches that were fixed, as well as stability increases made across the board in multiplayer, zombies, and Blackout, for both online and split-screen play. The team at Treyarch stressed how important player feedback was in finding these issues and improving the game in general. This is evident in the improvement made to spawning in free-for-all and domination, modes which were the source of tons of complaints from the community. This patch also reintroduced the Black Market of Call of Duty. Here, players will be able to purchase character items, and they can also buy the Black Ops Pass. Also in the Black Market is Call of Duty's new contraband system. This is a new progression path where you can unlock cosmetic items. Players can earn tiers by playing in multiplayer and Blackout. Those tiers then unlock items such as new tags, gestures, outfits, calling cards, stickers, Blackout specific characters, signature weapons, and more. Right now, tiers seem to only be unlocked through playtime, as opposed to the amount of points you get in a single match. Personally, I find this to be a little bit disappointing, as I would like these items to show off one's skill, such as other camos in Black Ops 4, like the Diamond and Dark Matter camo, as opposed to just how much free time you have on your hands. However, this does give everyone a fair chance to get these items, which I understand is a good thing for Black Ops 4 and its community. Now, there are currently two events going on in Contraband. Operation First Strike, a 50-day long progression stream with 200 tiers, and the Halloween event, a 12-day event with 20 tiers, where you can earn limited time seasonal items themed around Halloween. Overall, this patch marks a great step for Black Ops 4. They made it clear that they are listening to community feedback and are committed to crafting an enjoyable and balanced experience for the players. They have also added so many more incentives to play their awesome game, with the contraband progress system that lets players of any skill level acquire great looking cosmetic items for their characters and weapons. So that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We really want to hear your opinions on the console Fortnite debate, or the console PC competitive compatibility more generally. So please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and join us every week for your weekly esports and gaming news update. And remember, when it comes to our channel, be there or be squared.